Hello everybody, welcome to Ishar Farms. Today I'm going to be doing a bit of a different video than I usually do. Instead of doing a bit of a how-to guide, I've had a few questions from some viewers who wanted to know more about building, wanted to know about specifically like my sheep pen. Personally, I don't think I got anything great going on. So full disclosure, this is not some master class in how to build or anything like that in ranch sim. I've really struggled with it myself until recently. But for now, I figured, hey, let's do a little tour. So first, I figured I'd start us off at our sign. And in case you didn't know, you could actually change your name, but Ishar Farms it is. So our first stop is the sleeping area where I kept the picnic table, because who doesn't love a good picnic table, and my bed. I kept the tent. I didn't even make a house yet. I just haven't been bothered, quite honestly. So tent it is. I'm on day 57 still, and it's still suiting me well. I kept the garage, as you saw in my meat video, but I added some lights up here. So put those on a switch there, which in case you haven't used those before, it's pretty simple. Just use a mouse click, left click to start connecting lights. So you can click it, click whatever lights you want, and then you go back here and say, okay, I'm done connecting lights. That's all there is to it. Pretty simple. So I use this to kind of store my excess building materials. I got a few paint cans here. This is the old equipment and whatnot. I still haven't figured out a good use for the stun gun, but that's another day. And then here's my meat processing. I'm still all set up from my tutorial I finished up there the other day. And yeah, where I've got all my meat curing, almost got a whole set almost done here. Very, very close. So yeah, that's what I do in the garage. I find the garage super handy, and I really like that it has this nice big double door. I found it quite useful. I also like to lead the animals over here when I want to slaughter them, and then that way I don't have to worry about meat flying all over the place. It's right where I'm gonna actually process it. So yeah, that's our starting area here. When I started this game, I started with chickens. So I had, oh my god, good start. Bump into my own truck. So when I started, I had a chicken coop. I had it right around here in this kind of clearing area. I've since demolished it because I wanted more chickens than what that was going to offer me. But I just had a simple setup with like one small coop, and I fenced it in. Really nothing special. There was a time where I wanted chickens to be my entire sort of income source, so I really amped it up. And there are eggs everywhere all the time. Like, look at this. This is an absolute mess. And there's so many of them are fertilized and everything. I just don't even know what to do. But my idea here, I did the math, and the small chicken coops are the most cost efficient for how many chickens there are. And because there's no metal, it's just wood. So they're super easy to build, nice and long. So I strung 5 of them together there, which, if I remember correctly, each of those is, I guess I can check here. I think it's supposed to be small, 5 hens. So I put 5 of them together. So that's, oops. I do that all the time. I just want to escape. I want to escape to get me out. So I put 5 of them together. That should be 25 chickens. I have way more eggs than that, but, and I have probably too many roosters, but anyway. And then I fenced in the rest of it. As you can see, it shares a wall with my pig pen. We'll get to that later. And then just a water feeder. Oh, food bowl. Yeah, everything's out of control. Let's feed them. Everything's out of control. I had pigs dying on me like crazy and everything. Out of control. I'm a terrible farmer. All right. And then inside here, I don't think I have a light here yet. No, I haven't put a light on this yet. But what I did is I just made a little shack unpainted for now. And I put the ovoscope there. What I did was I would go out, get a basket full of eggs, put it on the left, take one out, put it on the ovoscope, do that 4 times, turn it on, check. Anything fertilized, I would put into a separate basket or cooler. And then anything unfertilized, I put in a basket, and I would just sort them all that way. That was my system for chickens, but I'll do a video on that. Hop back on because I've got so far to go. So this little platform was because, why did I do that? I did this because there are times where the only way I could get like certain eggs or waste or whatever was if I opened up the top and then, how do I crouch get? Oh yeah. And then like kind of reach down and get it from above. And I found it really cumbersome to try and do that from below. I couldn't figure out how to get in. So I just came up with this. I just made this platform with stairs. Now I can sort of walk across the top and take care of what I need to take care of. I have my sheep over here, which this is the question that had spurred this comment in the first place, or this video rather. And it's pretty simple. I already had the pig sort of shelter built, which I went kind of ham on that. And then all I did was snap a couple of foundations. So 1, 2, 3 foundations to the already existing foundations of that structure. I put the low walls around, and I kind of like that as like little balcony thing, or a guardrail, I guess. And then I have the set of stairs going up. Completely unnecessary. Frankly, it's a pain in the butt. I wish I would have just left them on the ground. I don't know why I thought that would be cute. It doesn't look cute. It doesn't look functional. It's just there. and likewise, feeder, water bowl. I did at one point have a fence kind of coming across here, but what I found, something was getting stuck back here. I think it was the lambs were getting stuck back here. They could kind of get through the fence, but then couldn't come back out. So let's give you a quick trim, shall we? So then, yeah, I just kind of opened it up a little more. My big worry was that having the chickens and the pigs, or the chickens and the sheep directly interfacing might, I don't know, be bad, but everything seems fine for now. So that's the sheep flock and the sheep pen. Let's just dump this wool on my wool wall. I'm gonna come back to the pigs because there's a bit there's a bit to talk about there. This is my honey shack. I have a few other things over there. I just set those up for the tutorial that I put out, but this is where I actually produce my, I think there's dead pigs out there. This is where I actually produce my honey. So honey hive right there. And then I should have put the switch on the outside, but it's on the inside. So I got some nice lights in here. I was trying to go for, you know, like a black and yellow theme. But what I found really frustrated me. I couldn't paint the insides. I could not figure out how to apply the paint to the insides. And then the door. So I don't know if maybe I put the door on backwards or something, but then the door painted on only the inside and not on the outside. So that was pretty frustrating. I mean, if anyone's got a tip for me, that would be great. But otherwise, this is what it is. So yeah, this is where I produce my honey. I only have 4 barrels right now, but honestly, I need to get more so I can store more. I just leave the smoker going all the time. I have a little reforestation going on back here. This is where I cut for lumber when I need to. I just got, I don't know, I've already opened it up too much for my liking. I wish I had left more pine trees, but I didn't know how much space I was going to need for my various stuff. And I mean, I still don't have a horse paddock. I haven't tried cattle yet, which means I haven't tried the big barn, as you can see. So there's still lots of things I haven't done yet, and I do look forward to doing. So the last thing on this tour of my super massive farm is the pigs. This pen I really tried hard to make. I'll do a tour here. And you know what? I'll pick up some compost while I'm at it. I should have never started to. So as you can see, I had double gates there at the start. My idea was to really try and minimize escapism, because I find as soon as you open a gate, the animals want to go through it. It's almost like as soon as you open it, any animals in the vicinity are just going to automatically refocus and try to path through that gate. And I find that super frustrating, to be honest. So as soon as I open this up, yeah, they all know they're on recording. They're all behaving. But anytime I've tried to open it. Yeah, see, there you go. You were going in. You were going in. They just try to go in. It's super, especially with the pigs, because as you can see, your population can get out of control in a hurry. My intention here, I built this structure, again, just because I thought it was cute. I think at that time I didn't know about light switches. I don't think I have a light switch for those. Oh, I do. There you go. And I had, yeah, some lights inside as well. So I built this structure just because I thought it'd be cute. Give the pigs a little house, and then the big like double doors. Come on, come on, close. There we go. And then food and water in here in the central pen. And the idea was I wanted to have basically like the mom and dad in this pen, and then I would relocate the piglets on the right and the left while they grew. And then I realized that started getting pretty crowded. So then what I tried to do was put like males over here, because once they get to a certain size, you can start to tell the difference. Like here's a female. I mean, she's full grown, but you can see she has the teats. And then the male boars do not. This guy right here with the big pot belly. So they start to show those different features when they're sort of like middle age. I don't know, juvenile or whatever. So I tried to separate them, but then one wrong move, and here's where I'm at. Literally one wrong move. I missed one pig. And everything just completely spun out of control. So now I basically just have pigs die of, let's call it, natural causes fairly often. I really need to sort this out, but the pigs are, yeah, keep your herd small. That's all I gotta say about that. All these fences you can see, none of them are actually square. This is why I hesitate to do any kind of tutorial on building. Like these aren't square. These are on an angle. I didn't realize any of the tips that people have to kind of making sure things stay square. And it's all about there's a certain number of degrees per sort of scroll of the mouse. So I'll do a video on that when I get, you know, my own head wrapped around it. There are gates to each of the side pens as well, so in that way I could actually lead them out, take them to the garage where they can go to the farm in the sky. But that's the pig pen. It's a bit of a disaster. Granary and Windmill, I tried to keep it as central as possible, though when I built it I didn't realize what the range was on these, and it's not a lot. I thought it would be a much larger range given their sort of functionality, but that's all they get. So it's not that far. I would have probably built them in a different location if I knew, but you know, you learn. So that's where I put these. Let's fill that back up. Oh, of course, my greenhouse. Last stop. So I built this massive greenhouse. I was pretty proud of it. I was like, oh man, look at all this. Like glass cost me a lot of money. I think it looks pretty good other than needing some paint, but I got kind of disenfranchised with the paint when my little honeybee shack couldn't even work properly. And inside I started with just one shelf. Got a couple of coolers, you know, with some produce and whatever. I put these large plots in here and they have sprinklers, and I found that you can actually cover, I want to find the other sprinkler. You can actually cover, I think it's 2 or 3 per sprinkler. There it is right there. So this sprinkler offers enough water that it covers like these 2 planters and this one. And then this one should cover whatever it missed on that one, this one, and then the next 1 or 2. I mean, honestly, though, they're so cheap. You should just go like, you know, plunk 1 per crop plot or something. It's really not that big of a deal, but I was trying to be hyper efficient about it. So, and yet hyper efficient with my sprinklers, and yet ginormous open area for growing. Yeah, so that's it. That's my farm. I don't love it, to be frank. I wish I could relocate things instead of demolishing it and losing half of what I put into it, but for now I'm just leaving it. I've got all my table saws here as well for when I need lumber, along with my wood log rack or whatever it's called. I can see in my future a nice big horse paddock out there to start with raising horses there. I would like to put the big red barn somewhere over here when I get the chance, and that's where I'd probably do like dairy cattle. I don't think I'll get into beef cattle because I have the pigs, and I mean, it's the same thing, just the beef sells for a lot more. And then goats. Goats, I think, are the last animal that I can think of that I didn't just list. And goats, again, I think are pretty much the same as sheep, except you can't, I was going to say skin them. You can't take their wool. So I'm not so sure I need to go down the goat route. But I got to get some dairy going. I got to get some making cheese and that kind of stuff. And I think that's kind of the last real bit of production that I haven't tried yet. So that's it. That's my farm. Hopefully you enjoy the tour. If you have any questions or want any more details about something, you know, I'm pretty active in the comments. So feel free to ask your question there or whatnot. Otherwise, I hope this gives you an idea of, you know, what you could do with your farm. But again, this is not a pro build, like not even close. So use it for inspiration, I guess, but just know that, you know, you can still have a productive farm. I certainly enjoy playing it. It's pretty cool to just look out and see how things are growing. I wish pigs would stop. I just wish they'd stop. It's whatever, as long, you know, play the game your way, and this is my way. So thanks for checking out my farm with me. I have a few more how-to guides planned for the future. I don't quite know which one I'm going to do first yet, but there's lots of animals still, lots of other things for production, so still tons to talk about. Otherwise, I do have some other ideas. Another commenter had posted an interesting question about how to get started with their farm, what to do first. So I've got some ideas cooking on that, and hopefully I'll see a video coming out soon on that topic. So hit that subscribe button so you don't miss them when they come out, and otherwise we'll catch you next time.